Arsenal have entered a pivotal phase of their summer transfer plans as the club navigates a number of key decisions that could shape the trajectory of their midfield going into the 2025 season. Central to these considerations is the future of Ghanaian midfielder Thomas Partey, whose time at the Emirates Stadium appears increasingly uncertain. With only a year remaining on his contract, recurring injury concerns, and interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia and Italy, Partey could be set to leave Arsenal this summer. In anticipation of his potential departure, Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's recruitment team have been closely tracking options that can replicate Partey's best qualities while offering a long-term solution with potential for growth and adaptability. Among the names emerging on the radar is a promising 23-year-old midfielder, already dubbed the next N'Golo Kante due to his relentless energy, ball-winning ability, and tactical discipline. The identity of the player has been kept under tight wraps in some reports, but strong indications from scouting departments and European journalists suggest that Arsenal's primary target is Monaco's Youssouf Fofana. The French international has gained admiration across Europe for his Kante-like playing style, an industrious defensive midfielder who combines an excellent reading of the game with quick transitional play and the stamina to cover every blade of grass. His profile is almost tailor-made for the Premier League. Fofana, at 23, has already accumulated valuable experience in Ligue 1 and has recently broken into the French national team setup, earning praise for his performances in UEFA Nations League fixtures and qualifiers. Fofana's footballing intelligence, mobility, and ability to shield the backline make him a compelling candidate for Arsenal, who are seeking someone capable of anchoring midfield battles while also progressing the ball with composure and vision. With Thomas Partey's injury struggles becoming a recurring issue, Arteta's trust in the Ghanaian midfielder has gradually diminished. While Partey remains a technically adept and versatile player, his inability to stay consistently available has undermined Arsenal's long-term tactical planning. The club invested over £45 million to sign him from Atletico Madrid in 2020, and although there have been flashes of brilliance, he has never quite reached the commanding heights expected. As Arsenal looks to build a squad capable of competing on multiple fronts domestically and in Europe, Arteta and Edu, the club's sporting director, have identified midfield resilience as a critical area requiring reinforcement. Declan Rice's arrival last summer was a huge step in this direction, but with Jorginho aging and Partey uncertain, another high-energy midfielder with strong defensive instincts is needed. Fofana is seen as a potential long-term partner to Rice, or a rotational option who can step in without diminishing the team's balance. His ability to intercept play, press aggressively, and contribute in both halves of the pitch draws strong comparisons to N'Golo Kante, particularly during Kante's peak years at Leicester and Chelsea. What's particularly attractive to Arsenal is Fofana's consistency and ability to stay fit, which contrasts with Partey's injury record. Monaco are reportedly willing to part with the midfielder for a reasonable fee, expected to be in the region of £25 to £30 million, which fits Arsenal's budgetary constraints after big money investments in recent windows. Fofana isn't the only name being considered. Arsenal have also kept tabs on Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi, whose technical prowess and composure have made him a standout in La Liga. However, Zubimendi has so far shown reluctance to leave his boyhood club, and his release clause is significantly higher than that of Fofana. Moreover, Premier League adaptability is a concern with Zubimendi, whereas Fofana's style seems tailor-made for English football. There's also interest in players such as Amadou Onana of Everton and João Neves of Benfica, but both come with inflated price tags and less international experience compared to Fofana. From a tactical standpoint, integrating Fofana into Arteta's setup wouldn't require a major structural overhaul. In fact, his role at Monaco mirrors the kind of defensive midfield responsibilities Arteta has tried to assign to Partey and Rice in different situations. Fofana is comfortable sitting at the base of a midfield three, breaking up play and recycling possession with quick, precise passes. He also possesses the ability to drive forward when needed, contributing to counter-attacks and supporting the forward line. This dynamic quality makes him versatile enough to function in a double pivot or as the sole holding midfielder in a 4-3-3 formation. His high football IQ allows him to interpret space well and react quickly to opposition threats, qualities that are invaluable in the high-pressing, fast-paced nature of Premier League matches. Off the pitch, Fofana has earned praise for his humility and professionalism. Teammates and coaches alike describe him as a quiet leader, someone who lets his performances speak for themselves. His rise through the ranks has not been meteoric but rather steady and consistent, suggesting a maturity that would help him adapt to the demands and pressures of playing for a top Premier League club like Arsenal. His attitude and work ethic are aligned with the culture Arteta has worked hard to cultivate at the Emirates, one that values discipline, unity, and a collective work rate. Arsenal's strategy in recent windows has been increasingly targeted and efficient. Arteta and Edu have moved away from short-term fixes in favor of building a core group of young, talented players with high potential. Signings such as William Saliba, Gabriel Martinelli, Ben White, and Declan Rice underscore this vision. Fofana fits squarely into this blueprint at 23-year-old with his best years ahead, already polished enough to contribute immediately but young enough to grow within the system. Furthermore, his experience in European competitions with Monaco means he won't be a stranger to the continental stage, something that will be crucial as Arsenal aim to go deeper in the Champions League next season. Should Partey indeed move on this summer, it will mark the end of a chapter that never quite fulfilled its promise. His exit would free up significant wages and open up room in the squad for a player who can contribute over a longer period. While Partey's departure would be tinged with some regret given his natural talent and the initial excitement around his signing, it also presents an opportunity for renewal, a chance to bring in someone hungrier, more durable, and more aligned with the direction the club is heading. Beyond Fofana, Arsenal have also been linked to Feyenoord's Mats Wiever and Ajax's Kenneth Taylor, but neither are considered first-choice targets. Fofana stands out because of his blend of tactical acumen, physical strength, and battle-tested experience in one of Europe's top leagues. Monaco's willingness to negotiate and the player's own openness to a Premier League move make this a highly realistic and sensible transfer. It would not only bolster Arsenal's midfield depth but also serve as insurance should injuries arise later in the season. Additionally, Fofana's ability to play in multiple midfield roles provides Arteta with the tactical flexibility he so values in his squad selections. Arsenal's fans have grown increasingly vocal about the need to reinforce the midfield, especially after last season's late collapse in key matches. A strong defensive midfielder who can screen the back line and break up play efficiently would go a long way in turning Arsenal from contenders into champions. While Rice has shown flashes of world-class form, over-reliance on a single midfielder has proved dangerous, particularly in high-stakes games where opposition teams can target key players. Fofana would give Arteta another reliable option, a player who can share the defensive burden and allow the likes of Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz to focus more on offensive contributions. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining how Arsenal proceed. With the European Championships now concluded and players gradually returning for pre-season training, transfer activity is expected to intensify. Should Partey receive an attractive offer from abroad, particularly from the Saudi Pro League or Serie A, Arsenal are likely to accelerate talks for his replacement. In that case, the club will hope to act quickly to secure Fofana's signature before rival clubs enter the frame. there is already reported interest from AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund, both of whom see Fofana as a long-term midfield solution. Arsenal's advantage lies in their Premier League status, recent Champions League qualification, and the appeal of working under Mikel Arteta, a manager known for improving young talent. In the grander scheme, this move could be a defining moment in Arsenal's summer. A successful acquisition of Fofana would signal a continuation of the club's smart recruitment model and add serious depth to a midfield unit that aspires to dominate games through control, intensity, and tactical discipline. For fans and analysts alike, it's an exciting prospect, replacing an injury-prone veteran with a young dynamo who could go on to become a cornerstone of Arsenal's midfield for years to come. Whether Fofana ultimately lives up to the next N'Golo Kante label remains to be seen, but there's no denying that the attributes are there, and under Arteta's tutelage, he might well carve out his own legacy at the Emirates.
Subscribe for more updates and breaking news straight from the world of football.